clock? Oh, you already know what it is, man. Ooh and Jay, they coming through. Straight no chaser. Straight from the hip.
Straight from the hip, don't need no script, just need a microphone. My man Coach Boo gon' take you to the entertainment zone. They got the stats of this and that to keep this show on point. And when we done, we have some fun and rock this funky joint. So if you will, sit back and chill, give us a chance to show ya. If one of y'all would like to call, we'll talk just like we know ya. We take control, then start the roll, and then there ain't no stopping. It's time to dip straight from the hip. Hey, yo, let's get it poppin'.
Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Travis Butler, with today on July 6th, year of our Lord, 2020. How's everybody doing today? We got my two hosts here. Jason, how are you?
I'm doing good. Again, I've been drinking from my championship mug all week, so been feeling real extra.
Okay. Coach, how are you today?
I couldn't be. If I were any better, I'd be two people.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen, because one of you is enough. So one of you is enough. I think the big news of the day today is the highest paid player in the NFL happened today with Patrick Mahomes. Signed a brand new contract. Let me get I have the numbers here. $450 million over a 10-year period. It's actually a 10-year extension. So he's actually under contract for 12 years with a total of just over $500 million.
Well, my initial thoughts on it is that they're crazy as hell. I mean, at the end of the day, that's a lot of money. I mean, I was posting something on Facebook the other day, and I told everybody to be happy when I get to be president of the United States, because that's coming. I think shit, if Kanye can run for president, I can run for president too. But I mean, at the end of the day, I said when I'm president, I'm gonna switch the salaries of professional athletes with school teachers. I won a lot of friends that day when I said that. But I mean, $45 million a year that's crazy. I mean, that's crazy money. Now, when you kind of melt it all down, though, it looks like the Chiefs might have made a good bargain here, because at the end of the day, everybody knows the salaries are headed that way anyway. Dak Prescott right now thinks he should have been the first $40 million man, I'm sure. I think that was what he asked for anyway. And he's going to wind up making, I think, $31 million this year. So that's not a lot when you're looking on the scale of millions. Not a lot of difference between him and Dak Prescott. So, like I said, I think the Chiefs might have made out with a pretty good deal.
I mean, I don't got much on this one. All I can say is I pray for the man to keep in good health, and I pray that Andy Reid don't have a heart attack, because, I mean, as long as neither one of those things happen, it's a good contract. It's a good contract for him. It's a good contract for the organization. And, again, as long as Andy Reid's the head coach with that offensive genius, and as long as he's pulling that trigger, I mean, it's a good deal all around.
Contract, does this make Kansas City a better team going forward, a worse team, Coach?
I think it depends on the GM. I mean, that's the GM's job, is to make sure everybody's happy. So if you can get linemen that will block their butt off and have people step on their hands and come in there smelling like, dog poop after every game and all that, and you're only paying them $500,000 a year, let them come on. I mean, if the GM can make people happy and pay them as little as he can pay them, and and still get Patrick Mahomes all that money, but they're all buying into well, hey, I'm gonna get a Super Bowl ring, I'm gonna be able to go to the Hall of Fame, or I'm gonna be able to come back and sign autographs for the rest of my life at $20 a pop, and make enough money for me to retire. So be it. I mean, as long as everybody's happy. That's what people don't understand is that, can we keep people here to play?
No, I mean, it's simple what Coach said. I mean, if you're the GM, you don't offer that deal unless you know you could do it and fit it into your cap. You're not giving that kind of money. Also, let's keep in mind here, in the next 2-3 years, Russell Wilson's going to need a new contract. Aaron Rodgers is probably going to get one more contract before he's done. And not to mention Deshaun Watson. I mean, we have so many guys coming up for contracts, and we know, like I've always told Coach, that we always debate here, it's not about how good the player is. It's about how good the market is. Brilliant deal. The next couple of years, the quarterback's contract is going to be $45 million, $46 million. You already got your guy locked up for the next 10. You're good to go.
There's only one more quarterback that could demand that kind of money, and that's Lamar Jackson. Ain't that right, Travis?
Oh, well, you know, Travis loves Lamar Jackson. Go ahead, Lamar. Go ahead, Travis.
Lamar Jackson.
Go ahead, Travis.
Lamar
Tell us how much Lamar gets.
First $50 million man.
I wouldn't say that.
Come on, Travis.
I've never said Lamar Jackson's better than Patrick. I've never said that. Just Dak. Thank you very much. I would take Patrick Mahomes. But I do like this contract for Kansas City. It fits for right now. They still obviously can pay their players, defensively, all their wide receivers, offensive line. They still can make it work now. And then structurally, as the years go on, you may have to lose a few guys, either on defense or offensive line or this, that, and the other, but that's the NFL. But it's a quarterback-driven league, so you got to make sure and have your quarterback. And the salary cap just keeps going up and up and up. So I think, in a few years, his $40 million is just going to be, okay, like it's still a lot, but it's not going to be some albatross around the Kansas City Chiefs' neck. I don't think it's going to be that bad, a few years from now.
Travis, you ain't say nothing but what we just said. I want you to say Lamar Jackson worth $50 million. That's what I want to hear you say.
I never said Lamar Jackson was better than Patrick Mahomes.
I'm just saying, I want you to say Lamar Jackson worth $50 million. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think he is. I don't think he's worth 50. I don't think he's.
Well, you thought he was better than Dak Prescott the other day.
Yeah,
Dak Prescott doesn't get that much whenever he signs his contract. Okay, when he signs this new contract and he makes over $40 million, that means that Lamar Jackson should be worth more than that. According to you.
In a few years when he signs a new contract, we'll see where he's at. Exactly. He's not signing a contract.
Well, when I do the eulogy at your funeral, Travis, I'm talking about Lamar Jackson.
All right, come on. You already got Coach fired up. Let's go and roll into it. Come on.
So now that Coach is fired up, we're going to go to everyone's favorite game. We're going to go back to the name game. First up, by Coach Boo's request, we are going to start off with Julio Jones.
Okay, let me just say this. For the record before we get started. I didn't request jack shit about no damn Julio Jones. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I give less than a damn about Julio Jones. So I don't know what Travis talking about. Coach Boo requested Julio Jones. I don't give shit about no Julio Jones. Or Julio Jones, what I call Jason requested it. A name game with Julio versus the Greats. So I'm sorry. It was Thank you.
Julio Jones or Megatron, Calvin Johnson. Jason, we'll start with you first.
We're gonna start with Coach. We ain't gotta start with me. We're gonna start with Coach.
Okay, Coach, go.
Are you for real, Travis? The only reason that Megatron isn't better than Julio is because his ass ain't playing. If Megatron was still playing, he'd still be Megatron. Or his ass would have probably morphed into something else by now. Because the bottom line is, that's why they call him Megatron. Do you know who Megatron is? Why would you call somebody Megatron? That's why they call his ass Megatron, because he wasn't even human. You kidding me? And you gonna try to say Julio would be better than Megatron? Lord have mercy. You gotta be kidding me.
So you pick Calvin Johnson.
Of course it's Calvin.
Hey, just want to make sure. Jason.
Oh, Jesus. I'm going Calvin Johnson, too.
Okay. Number 2, Steve Smith.
I'm gonna go Julio over Steve Smith. Coach?
You crazy as hell. You crazy as hell, Jason. We argued about this the other day. Ain't no way. Because Steve Smith was a dog. And one of the reasons why I don't like Julio is I don't think he's a big enough leader. You look at Steve Smith. Steve Smith had the fire. Steve Smith was a hell of a blocker. Steve Smith was a hell in the red zone. Don't even put Julio in the game in the red zone. When it's time for the Falcons to go to the red zone, Julio goes under the cheerleading. and I mean, I don't get how y'all don't see that. Steve Smith was the guy in the red zone. He was the guy in the red zone, just like Chris Carter in the red zone. That's how Steve Smith was. They pulled Julio out of the game, or they used him for a damn dummy, so people would go over there and double team him. No good damn well they ain't gonna throw the ball to him anyway. They threw the ball to Hooper last year in the red zone more than they threw the ball to Julio. You gotta be kidding me. Steve Smith, for a fact.
Chris Carter.
Oh, come on, Travis. Come on, Travis. Next name.
Okay. Michael Irvin.
Oh, come on. You know I'm going playmaker. Irvin all day.
I need a new list. This ain't no fun. I mean, found me somebody's even Julio's even close to. Michael Irvin, I mean, come on now. When Michael Irvin played, Michael Irvin was the man. Everybody knows that. Michael Irvin was the dude. It ain't even close. Julio ain't even close.
T.O.
Come on, Travis. You arguing about the second or third best receiver of all time. Come on, Travis.
Thank you.
Torrey Holt.
Thank you. Who?
Torrey Holt.
Torrey Holt.
I might give you Torrey Holt now. I'm
gonna go Julio.
I might have to go Julio on that too, cause see Torrey Holt, and he was a good receiver. I'm not gonna shortcut the man, but I mean it's really hurting my heart to do this, and I don't really want no record, but yeah, I'll pass. Punt it.
Okay, that's
we playing punting or bunt it. I'm punting.
That's a segment for later, but okay. He's taking Julio. Okay, so and now we got two guys here that were a little before my time. So Steve Largent.
I'm gonna take Julio over Largent.
Oh boy.
Now, Coach played with Steve Largent, so this is really tough for him. He played with Largent.
My thing. I did, and I'm telling you, Largent was even better in person when I actually got to see him do some of the things he did. Because Largent was one of those guys now who would leave you guessing, like, how in the hell did this little slow white dude do this to these brothers out here that can run 4.3? And he did it consistently because Steve Largent was one of the smartest football players I've ever been around. But when you look at Julio, I will admit, he does have some redeeming characteristics as far as his size and his speed and his ability to catch the football anywhere outside the red zone. So I'm gonna give Julio by the skin of his nose.
And last one I have on the list is Art Monk.
Oh, DC favorite. I'm gonna go Julio, but that's hard for me. Because Art Monk is like Steve Largent. Art Monk can do it all, but I'm gonna go Julio just because of physical talent.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Art Monk on that one because I grew up a Cowboy fan, believe it or not. I know I hate them jokers now, but I grew up a Cowboy fan, and Art Monk used to get the Cowboys fits. And I mean, Art Monk was a beast. And I mean, it's not like, you're gonna talk about him really when you talk about the greatest receivers of all time. It's not like his name immediately comes up in that conversation, but he definitely could be in the top 10. So like I said, I mean, there could be some debate on whether or not he will make the top 10. And when it's all said and done, when Julio gets done, I don't know if I put Julio in that top 10. So I don't know about that. I think I'm going to go a Monk on that one.
What about Sterling Sharp?
Now, you know what? That's probably the best one right there. That will make me have to sleep on it. Because, Sterling had his moments and all, but everybody knows Sterling wasn't that Steve Smith workaholic type of receiver now. Sterling was a little bit of a diva. And Sterling just wanted to catch the ball and get out of bounds kind of thing. So like I said, but nonetheless, he was great. Yeah. He was a great receiver. So, Jason, that's probably the best comparison right there where I would say you stumped me on that one.
Well, I guess one more. What about Lynn Swann?
Oh, no, hell no. He's no better than Lynn Swann. Lynn Swann was big. I'm telling you that right now. Lynn Swann was a beast when he played. And some of y'all don't even know. Some of y'all, Google it now. when you hear us talking about some of these guys like Lynn Swan. Because y'all too young. Miss Peavy, you too, all y'all too young to know about Lynn Swan and stuff like that. Lynn Swan was probably, at the time he played, the best receiver in football. But him and John Stallworth were definitely the best tandem. But Lynn Swan may have been the best receiver in the game at that time.
Travis, who you got? You got Megatron or you got Julio?
Oh, I'll take Megatron.
Okay. Anybody you disagree with that coach had?
I think I'd take Julio over Steve Smith.
You crazy as hell. Hell no. That's because you don't know no better. That's all. I mean, let's just put all this. Let's put all this in reference now. Lamar Jackson and now Julio. I mean, that's what you're dealing with Travis right there. Now fantasy football. That's a beast of a team right there. Lamar Jackson and Julio.
That's
ferocious if you play fantasy football.
Actually, it's not because Julio isn't the best fantasy wide receiver.
He don't score no touchdowns.
Julio ain't the best real wide receiver either. I don't know what the hell you talking about fantasy. I mean, that's my whole damn point. That's the whole point of this damn segment. Talking about he ain't the best fantasy wide receiver. Shit, I just told you he can't do nothing in the red zone. He damn sure ain't gonna score you no points unless he breaks loose and run for a damn 50-yard touchdown. Cause he damn sure ain't finna catch no fade route in the end zone. I can guarantee you that.
Okay, and with that, after our fantasy football lesson of the day, we are going to switch topics to another major story that has happened in the last few days. The Washington Redskins are, I'd like to say, being forced to change their name of the Redskins. And it looks like it's going to be happening pretty soon. There's talk that they're going to have a name change by the start of this upcoming season.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's been a long time coming. I know people's pushback is, oh, well, some Native Americans, they don't have a problem with the name and they're cool with it, blah, blah, blah. My premise on it is that the name was made out of a bit of spite. Finding someone by the color of their skin, which is a society that we're all trying to, quote unquote, relinquish and get away from. So having a team name based off of that. Now you look at, but somebody said to me that, what if you change the name Redskin? Then what do you do with Oklahoma, which means like Red State? I feel like all mascots should just be animals. You just be done with it. We ain't got to worry about none of this stuff. If all the mascots are animals, we're good with it. It's lasted this long. We're in a different era now. And so it's fitting that right now in this era, in this environment, at this moment, it's finally getting to the point where it has to be removed. So it is what it is, but it's a long time coming. And I'm in favor of the change. Let me put it that. I am in favor of the change.
Just when I thought that I could dislike, I should say, Daniel Snyder anymore. For years, they've been talking about changing the name of this team. And he has thumbed his nose at the NFL and everybody and said he would never change it. And you know what? I started having a little respect for the man. Like, you know what? That man believes that much in this dumbass name, but he is at least sticking to his guns and showing that he at least stands for something, even though it's wrong as hell. He at least stands for it and believes in what he's doing and everything else. And then all it takes is for some of his biggest sponsors and advertisers to be like, man, you better change that name or you get no money. We're leaving. And now he'll change the name in a minute. How bad is it? How awful is that for him as a person? When you just look back and look at his track record for this whole topic where he swore up and down, then I have to, over my dead body, with his name. Well, it didn't take your dead, it took some dead greenbacks or it took a dead bank account. That's what it took. But it ain't over your dead body. Because once all them people start saying, we about to get the hell up out of here, now all of a sudden, you all for changing the name. You got to be kidding me. And it should have been done a long time ago. So I agree with Jason. It's terrible. Long time coming.
I agree. I do, real quick, before we get to the next segment, I do find it interesting the Atlanta Braves have come out and said that they're not changing their name. So now the Redskins have decided to do that, and it looks like the Indians are changing their name. Maybe the Braves may be the team under fire, but that's kind of a wait.
I said in my suggestion to Washington, I think they should be the Washington Jackasses. That's what I think they should be.
Somebody
Well,
suggested the Washington Red Tails at the Tuskegee Institute in Virginia. The Washington Red Tails.
I've heard that one. That's actually one that they're thinking about doing. So.
Well, you know who said that? The new quarterback, the black quarterback.
He the one that said it?
He said the Red Tails.
Mr. Sophie himself?
Yeah.
He was that thoughtful?
Yeah, he wants the Red Tails.
Oh, Mr. Haskins? Okay.
One of our new segments, Punt It or Bunt It. We're going to start off. Number one, Kaepernick and ESPN/Disney a series about him, his life for the last 7 years. I'm just going to say I'm punting it. I don't even care. I'm punting, so that's fine.
I'm with Jason. I'm punting on that one. I don't have nothing to say about that. Whatever. Move on.
Okay. I'm sure you guys are going to punt on this one, but I'll talk about it. MLS is coming back.
Punt.
Travis, I'm going to punch your ass if you bring up this stuff again.
UFC 251 has made a late change. One of the Gilbert Burns had to tested positive for COVID. They've taken him out and put in Usman, who's the champion for I believe the welterweight division. So we got champion versus champion main event fight on Saturday.
I'm punting. I don't care.
I'll tell you what, I like the main event UFC, especially when you got a guy coming in with only like a 6-day notice. I mean, I think that brings a lot of intrigue. I'd be interested in seeing that.
Okay. Duke women's basketball coach resigns after 13 years.
I'm a bunt quickly. I just don't think that's getting enough press, and I don't think she's getting enough credit for how successful she was. And I just wish that women's sports were elevated to a level that we were giving them more screen time and more chance to be in the echelons that we put men's sports in.
Dude, I saw that. I'm a bunt on this. I saw it go across the screen. You know, that like Jason said, with like no real hoorah or anything. I mean, just kind of a bottom line story. And then they showed her record. The woman won on average 22 games a year. I mean, how is she not like being glorified and everything else? But I don't think she's done coaching. I mean, she might have resigned from there, but I don't think she's retired. I think she's going to move on because she resigned because of the way they were treating her as far as her contract. So look for her to be somewhere else soon.
Yeah, she coached there for 13 years. I think I saw that she led to 2 Elite 8 teams. So that's pretty good stuff. David Njoku is asking for a trade from the Cleveland Browns.
Man, I'm a bunt. What was this a month ago? That's it.
Amen. I'm the same thing. I'm like, wow, as soon as they picked up Hooper or whatever from the Falcons, which he ain't no good now that he's with them, now that he's with Cleveland. I mean, at the end of the day, why would you not just say, I'm out of here now? I mean, here we are in the middle of a pandemic. You got people deciding whether or not they're even going to play or not. And in the midst of all this, he's going to jump up and say he wants to be traded. I mean, what the hell happened? To me, there's a story behind why he wants out there now. And then we'll find out why later.
Last one on the segment. Our president, Donald Trump, and Bubba Wallace getting in a Twitter tirade. Bunt it or punt it?
I'm a bunt. I mean, Trump tried to say that I guess this whole thing with Wallace was a hoax. Is it a sad fact in our life when I fact check myself more than the president does? I mean, me and Jerry did a whole thing on that, and even he corrected me on me thinking that Wallace was one that found the news. Wallace didn't find it. His crew found it. They took it to the NASCAR president. The NASCAR president that we now found out walked through a bunch of the garages to see if this was a typical thing, realized that only maybe 29 out of 100 of them even had loops on it, and none of them were loops shaped like that. So he took it to the FBI. But all of a sudden, our president says that the guy who's quote-unquote looked at as maybe the victim of this, he did it as a hoax. Come on, man. Jesus Christ. We out here now in America. Go ahead, Coach.
Dude, I ain't going to get that joker 15 seconds of my breath. I'm punting.
Okay, and that leads us to Jackass of the Week.
Jackass of the Week. All right, Coach, you got a minute. Run it.
Go.
Dude, there's a lot of Jackass of the Week we can go down this week. I mean, obviously, y'all president, for all the stuff he's talking about, just every time he says something, he's with Antonio Brown. He has joined the Jackass Hall of Fame with Antonio Brown, as far as I'm concerned. I think the Jackass of the Week has to be your boy and the owner of the Washington Redskins. I mean, that's just terrible. I mean, like I said, you did all that woofing and all that talking that, you know, you were going to keep it there forever, and now for over some money, you're gonna let it go. Makes you look bad. Bad look. Anyway, folks, we appreciate everybody being here. We'll see y'all next week. Good night, Miss Francis.
Straight from the hip. If you know anything about me, you know I'm just a regular fashionista. So I know you see this nice, beautiful shirt I got on. I brought that from the Straight from the Hip store with Teespring. Guys, go on down there, check it out. We are finally selling merchandise. We got shirts, tank tops, the whole 9 yards. Heck, we even got black man pillows, black man socks. You want to go to the beach this weekend? Take a black man towel with you. Please, look at this adorable face. You think she would lie to you? She's telling you, look how comfortable she looks in that picture. But please, check out our merch store, support us, join us, become part of the Straight from the Hip crew and nation. We're building something great here, and now you can get beautiful shirts to show us that you're part of the crew. And I can't wait to be at the beach with my black man towel.